Hello, I'm Ari Richter, and welcome back to lecture. This week we will cover the topic of the design principles in art. To quote the American pop artist Roy Lichtenstein, "Organized perception is what art is all about." When Lichtenstein describes organized perception, what he's referring to is the study of design. Where artwork is concerned, design describes how an artist organizes the visual elements. Outside of the fine arts, design plays many roles in our daily lives. Fashion design is one such way that design is present in our daily lives. Whether we consider ourselves fashionistas or we just wear clothes to avoid being naked, what we wear makes a statement about our sensibilities and how we wish to present ourselves. The outfits that we design for ourselves are meant to best describe our daily moods and endeavors. These decisions help dictate why brides wear white dresses and why trick-or-treaters wear tablecloths. Culinary design is another way that design infiltrates our daily lives. Whether we are cooking dinner for 2 or for 200, how we arrange the contents of our plates at mealtime can make the difference between a gastronomic adventure and a forced march to the mess hall. If you don't know how to cook, then you let somebody at a restaurant do the design work for you. If you're too low on cash even to eat out, then you can employ an inhabitant of your grocer's freezer as your personal culinary designer. How we arrange the furniture and the artwork in our homes is known as interior design. Although much of interior design is based on aesthetic preference, it also accounts for why furniture isn't left in front of doorways and why paintings aren't hung on couches. The contemporary idea of interior design stems in part from the ancient Chinese study of Feng Shui. The practice of Feng Shui is based on the study of a number of elements including space, weather, astrology, and something called geomagnetism. Of course, the principles of design are also present in the visual arts. Graphic design is an application of design that is very much enmeshed in our consumer culture. Graphic designers are employed by companies to most effectively sell their products. Evidence of graphic design is present in everything from logo design, to product wrappers, to book covers. Other commercial design applications include industrial design, game design, and illustration. One thing that separates the design arts from the fine arts is the level of control that an artist retains over his or her work. Because designers are hired by businesses, they must often compromise their creative vision to accommodate the interests of their employer. The more hands that are involved in an artist's work, the more diluted his or her initial vision becomes. In 2D work like drawing, painting, and photography, how an artist organizes the visual elements on a picture plane is called composition. Although composition is synonymous with designing in the 2D, the term design refers to artistic arrangements in the entire scope of the visual arts. In relation to the visual arts, you can think of design as a sort of charioteer, and the visual elements are the horses that he controls. Without a design sensibility, the visual elements would roam free without direction or control. Linguistically, design is both the process of organizing the visual elements as well as the product of that organization. This means that one designs by arranging the visual elements, and the resulting product of that arrangement is also called a design. Although some may think that certain types of design are better than others, there are no absolute rules for good design. Just as we have individual aesthetic sensibilities, we have individual design sensibilities. There are certain principles of design, though, that serve as guidelines for the most effective visual communication. The 7 key principles of design that we will cover in this lecture include unity and variety, balance, emphasis and subordination, directional forces, contrast, repetition and rhythm, and scale and proportion. We will begin by discussing the opposing principles of unity and variety.